Aside from the power armors worn by the augmented soldiers like the Astartes, the Custodes, and certain members of the mechanicus, there are those out there where normal humans could wield and wear to war. So here are the 10 best power armors for normal humans in 40k. Let's get to it. The first one here is a skin-tight power armor. This type of armor is a very unique one and was worn by an inquisitor called Obi-Wan Sherlock Clouseau, and is best understood as a refined covert variant of the standard Imperial power armor, designed to preserve protection and strength enhancement while at the same time avoiding bulk and overt military presence of the Astartes or the Sororitas plate. Visually, it resembles a close-fitting body glove worn beneath robes or a long cloak, allowing the Inquisitor to move through hive cities, through courts and war zones without immediately drawing attention. Structurally, the armor is composed of a layered, flexible material rather than the rigid ceramite plates as we see in the other normal power armors. At its core is a synthetic muscle weave, a network of electro-reactive fibers that contract and reinforce the wearer's movements when powered. Integration with the body is achieved through interface ports or with mind impulse control units, typically implanted at the base of the spine or along the major nerve clusters, but this type of armor is very rare. The next one is the Arbitus Judge power armor. So most of the members of the Adeptus Arbites are considerably more well armored than the standard Imperial Guard infantry. They wear commonly carapace armor as opposed to the more common flak armor of the Astra Militarum. Their high-ranking officials, the judges, even get to wear specialized carapace suits, which includes a photovisor, encrypted microbeat and vox amplifier, while a small light source can be attached to the shoulder pads. They also get a small power pack similar in size and cost to a lasgun's power pack, which provides them enough energy for a week's continuous use of the suit. And some special judges of the Arbites are said to get a power armor upgrade of such suits, which are capable of being concealed within their jackets, perhaps somewhat akin to the skin-tight power armor used by the Inquisitors. Thirdly, we have the Ignatis pattern power armor. This one is a high-quality, custom-crafted suit reserved for members of the Holy Inquisition, offering better protection than those of nobles or rogue traders. It is built from thick ceramite armor plates and fitted with electro-muscle systems. It allows human wearers to move and fight effectively despite the armor's weight. The optional helmet provides full environmental sealing, protecting against toxins, allowing underwater operation and even limited survival in vacuum as long as power is available. Its photovisors grant it low light vision, and an auto-closing visor negates the effects of blinding weapons. The armor systems can be controlled by voice commands into its machine spirit or directly through the mind impulse unit. When equipped with an external power pack backpack, an Ignatis suit can remain operational for up to 5 continuous days, and due to the Inquisition's frequent battles against chaos, the armor is often reinforced with hexagrammic wards, which offers spiritual as well as physical protection. The fourth one here is the Zayth engine armor. This one comes from the world of Zayth, where enormous vehicles the size of cities crawl all over the surface, and there exists a strange type of power armor that can be worn by baseline humans there. These are called the Zayth engine armors, which are heavy, complex exoskeletons primarily used by the engine orders of Zayth, and they're believed to be based on rare technology which dates back to the dark age of technology. While it does not match the combat performance of the true Imperial power armor, it still provides solid protection and greatly enhances the wearer's strength through powerful pistons and servo systems. Its primary purpose is not warfare, but survival and labor within the dangerous engine chambers of Zayth's vast mobile cities, and the armor protects the wearer from the harsh environments rather than from deadly enemy fire. Number 5. The Malleus pattern power armor. This one is one of the rarest and most feared suits of armor used by the Inquisition, reserved almost exclusively for members of the Order Malleus. It is forged and maintained in heavily guarded vaults beneath the Tricorn Palace. This armor is not merely protective, but also a sanctified weapon in its own right. Its design reflects the grim reality of demon hunting, which is close combat against entities that ignore conventional physics, armor, weapons, and even death itself. In basic function, the Malleus power armor provides the same core benefits expected of inquisitorial plating, including environmental sealing, life support systems, vox links, auto sensors, and moderate strength enhancement. As most Inquisitors lack the black carapace, full Astartes level performance is uncommon. but many users compensate this through dermal interface boards worn beneath the armor or through mind impulse units that allow neural control without direct physical connections. What truly distinguishes the Malleus pattern armor is its ritual warding. The armor is etched with pentagrammatic and hexagrammatic sigils, each one painstakingly consecrated through forbidden rites and psychic binding. Because of its rarity and spiritual danger, the Malleus Power Armor is almost never issued to those outside of the Order Malleus. Number 6. The Delphius Mark II Ironclad Heavy Power Armor. This is a heavily reinforced variant of the Imperial Power Armor of the Inquisitors, designed to maximize survivability at the expense of speed and dexterity. Broad slabs of plasteel armor covers the torso and other flat surfaces, while the exposed servo mechanisms run along the arms and legs, supported by extensive bracing across the spine to bear the immense weight. This makes the Ironclad slow and cumbersome, with the oversized gauntlets so clumsy that the wearer can perform little beyond basic movements and also weapon handling. It of course has a helmet which houses photovisors, an inbuilt auspex and a Vox system, while the suit's rear-mounted power unit features prominent thermal fins to disperse excess heat. There are multiple power cells mounted on the back which provides up to 12 hours of continuous use or operations, though they require a full day to recharge after extended use. The suit is fully sealed for void operations, and if power is lost, emergency vents automatically open in the helmet to prevent suffocation. It is durable but slow and cumbersome, but still a beast of a power armor. Now we also have a notable mention, which are the power armors of the rogue traders. With their immense personal fortunes and near unlimited authority, rogue traders occupy a unique position and niche within the Imperium where it comes to acquiring advanced war gears or tactical equipment. Unlike most Imperial citizens, they can legally purchase or commission power armor through sanctioned forge worlds, or through ancient family contracts or long-standing ties with the Adeptus Mechanicus. When legality fails, of course, they can get them in the black market where relic armors and restricted patterns can be obtained, but at a very high cost. The hunting rigs. So the Spira Hunters of Necromunda represents a far more exotic and unsettling example of those who can use power armors regularly. Their hunting rigs are not merely protective suits but entirely self-contained combat ecosystems of unknown and possibly even maybe Xenos or Dark-ish origins. These rigs bond closely with their wearer, dramatically enhancing strength, speed, and endurance while also incorporating built-in weapon systems, advanced sensors, and even personal flight capabilities. Unlike conventional power armors, which serves as equipment, a hunting rig actively shapes the wearer's growth as a hunter, adapting and upgrading itself as the Spira survives and kills. In the brutal underhive of Necromunda, these suits transform wealthy noble youths into near mythical predators, far surpassing standard human soldiers and blurring the line between armor, weapon, and a living machine. Next we come to the Arkan stormsuits. These are heavy, old-fashioned suits of power armor worn by the Steamblood Zoeths, who are a noble brotherhood that fights outside normal Imperial military structures. These suits are large, loud, and hard to maintain, but they are very tough and still deadly in battle. Each stormsuit of the Arkan Confederacy is a powered exoskeleton covered in thick carapace armor, with a fully enclosed helmet that has small armor glass windows displaying basic targeting and status information to the wearer. The stormsuits carry built-in weapons rather than handheld ones, and here one arm mounts a heavy stubber fed by an ammunition belt stored in the suit's bag, while the other is fitted with brutal close combat tools such as drills or buzzsaws. The suits allow their wearers to communicate silently through an internal Vox system, and include strong cooling units that keep the wearer safe and comfortable even when surrounded by heavy fire, or by, just fire. Limited rocket thrusters give short bursts of speed, brief jumps, or even controlled descents from high falls. And these stormsuits are like the closest the god could ever get to the Astartes power armor, and so let's give them that here. A spot here in this video. Now the next two are the most famous power armors outside of the Custodes and of the Astartes. The first is the Vratine power armor, which is a distinctive war panoply of the Sisters of Silence. It is bestowed upon a sister only after she takes her final oaths and speaks the last words she will ever utter aloud. Known as the Armor of the Oath, The Vratine is a highly advanced sub-pattern of battle gear that blends elements of Adeptus Astartes Power Armor with the flexible silicate mesh of the selenite void mail. Unlike fully sealed Power Armor, it is not intended for prolonged void exposure or for long duration operations, but it offers exceptional protection against ballistic fire and directed energy weapons. Each suit is individually tailored and forged for its wearer, emphasizing speed, balance, and freedom of movement, while subtly enhancing reaction times rather than just raw strength. This design perfectly complements the Sisters of Silence, allowing them to fight with lethal precision and agility while embodying the solemn, ascetic nature of their eternal vow of silence. And lastly, we have the Sisters of Battle Power Armor. So forged on Mars, the sororitas armor is lighter and more refined than many other Imperial patterns, offering excellent protection while preserving the agility needed for infantry combat. Unlike Space Marines, the Sisters lack the black carapace, so not all armor patterns provide full strength and enhancement or the advanced systems. Some suits function primarily as protective war gear, while others incorporate interface ports that link directly to the wearer's musculature, allowing increased strength with minimal loss of speed or dexterity. Although sororitas power armor cannot support certain auxiliary systems that rely on maybe Astartes gene enhancements, it uses the same long-lived power source as the Space Marine armor and can theoretically function indefinitely if properly maintained. A key component is the Sabbath pattern sororitas helm, which is in use since the mid-38th millennium. This helmet includes a comlink, a rebreather for limited vacuum survival, full-spectrum visual filtering, and a psycho-ocular buffering to protect the human mind from sensory overload on the battlefield. It can also protect the wearer from ballistic fire and from, lasgun fire, and so it is very useful for the Sisters of Battle, who maybe are the female versions of the Space Marines. And with that, we end this video on the 10 best power armor for normal humans. Well, non-augmented humans in 40k. Anyway, now do hit the like button for support, and for the ones holding their phones in their hands, you can press the hype option to push this content further. Subscribe to be a part of Legio Nutbug. Until the next time, take care, boys.